Good morning, team. We shall start our recording now. Good morning, team. We are bigdatahandson.com. So today, until yesterday, we know we have saw like sorry session like part 10 has been seen. So today we'll go with part 11. So let me share my screen. So this is part 10. Yesterday we have seen part 10, that is Python. Day 10, that is Python. Iterators, generators, exception handling, try, except final, file, reading, writing. File IO we have basically seen yesterday. Today we are going to see like classes and objects, types of variables, types of methods, constructors. Day 11 is today's session. So day 11, we are in day 11. Python classes and objects, types of variables, types of methods, constructor is the today's session which we are going to see. Our plan is like day 1 to day 3 is statistics. Day 4 to day 14 is Python. The complete artificial intelligence package we have planned to give for 50 days. Day 4 to day 14 is complete Python part. Day 14 to day 15 to day 30 would be day 29 is machine learning, the complete machine learning. Day 29, day 40 15 to day 29 is machine learning, and day 30 to day day 30 to day 40 is deep learning. Day 41 42 would be natural language processing in NLP. Day 41 42 is natural language processing. From day 43 44 45 46 47 48 49, and also day 50 would be deep learn, that is reinforcement learning. Day 43 to day 50 would be reinforcement learning is our plan. So this is our complete course plan what we are about to do for complete 50 days plan. So we are in day 11 now. Today is day 11 of the session. There would be no break, and it would be happening between it would go until Jan 5th of next year. January 5th of next year, that is to 2021, it will go. These 50 days we have planned, and we are in day 11 today. And all these sessions is being recorded here. All these sessions is being recorded here, and it's been put at bigdatahandson.com website. So yesterday's session is being put here. That is part 10, part 9, part 8, part 7, part 6, part 5 was here. And all the sessions every day it will be loaded and it will be put on YouTube for you to watch. So you can also click it and you can also watch the YouTube channel. And also if you want to go to our website, you can also go to our website bigdatahandson.com, and if you want to read about us, or if you want to contact us or whatever, like you can make use of our website here. So this is our website, and you can study about us part which is here. And if you want to oh, check out our mobile numbers, like you can call us anytime on any doubts or any new courses which you want to read. And this is our support number as well. So support email as well. So now we shall start our session today. So we have
So good morning all. Today we are entering into a new concept, that is OOPS concept, object oriented programming in Python. Okay. So as we know, Python supports object oriented programming in other language, but actually Python is not a pure object oriented, because it can be the Python code can be written without object oriented programming as well. So it's not a pure object oriented programming language, Python, but you can use, actually you can do the object oriented programming in Python. Okay, so object oriented programming lets you think uh, all the things as an object. Okay, so behind that object we have a class. So you can think a class as a blueprint. Okay, and using that blueprint we are going to create an object. You can create, using that blueprint you can create a car. Okay, you can create the same car multiple times, right, with using only one blueprint. So the same as the object and class works. Okay, so if you think for example, I'm doing this 24 divided by 0. Okay, now I'm running this program. So what will be the output? The output will be an error. If you observe the errors all are a class. So how do you know this is a class? Because usually developers write the class names. The first letter should be in, not should be. Yeah, actually, this is usually they follow this rule. The first letter would be zero. Sorry, not zero. Capital letter. Okay, so you can see the Z is a capital letter. If you do some other errors, that error names also the capital letter only. So indentation error it will give you. So indentation error also a class. Okay, written by the Python developers. So if you are creating a variable, for example var equal to 10. Okay, now if you print the type of the variable, what is the type of the variable? The type of the variable is integer, right? Type of the variable, sorry. So what it's saying, class int. That means whatever variables you are creating, that's not a variables, that is actually an object of the data type. For example, if you have integer, it belongs to class int. So you are creating a, implicitly you are creating a object, not variable. Okay, so any type of object that would be the same, behind it has the class for the data type. Okay, so if you are using the str, then it belongs to the class str. Okay, so you are creating a object name, right? Using the class str you are creating an object called name. So all the things behind that is an object. Okay, if you are, let's say for example, I'm having a equal 10, b equal to 20. You are thinking you are adding two numbers, but inside the class it is doing inside it has some methods. For example, if you have the symbol called plus symbol, so inside the class integer we have a method. The method is underscore underscore add. This method only doing this operation. This method only adding the two values and returning you the added values, right? So think all these things as a class and objects. Okay. Now we are going to be an imaginary world. So there, all these things are class and objects. Okay. These are the classes developed by Python. Now we can also create our customized class and objects. Okay, to create it allows Python allows us to create our class as well. So to create a class, it's very simple. Using the keyword class and then give some name for the class. For example, I'm giving human. Okay, human as the class name, and then put colon, not brackets. It's not a function actually, it is a class, so we don't want any brackets. Okay, so just put colon and then give enter. So inside whatever you are writing, that all things are data members, it's called. So class contains what? Class contains, class can contain attributes, class can contains methods. So these two words are new to you, because variables in class, inside the class, it's called attributes. Okay, and the functions inside the class, it's called methods. Okay, this is the two words, attributes and methods. Okay, so now what class can contain? Class can contain attributes and methods, or you can say it contains data members. Okay, now let's create some attributes. For example, hands equal to 2, legs equal to 2. Okay, now these two are the attributes of this class. Okay, now we are created a class. Okay, so we want to access the variables, sorry, attributes. You need to create an object. Okay, so to create an object, for example, the human, let's say two humans. For example, I'm creating two objects going to. Okay, for example, this class. Okay, and another class. These two class, I'm sorry, these two objects I'm going to create. Okay, now I have created the object. Okay, using the class human. Now I want to access the attributes. Okay, inside, that is inside the class. So uh, to access the attributes, it's very simple. Using the objects you can access actually. Okay, using for example font dot hands. Okay, like this, how you can access the attributes. Now let's see, the attributes or variables have two types in class. Okay, now we'll see types of variables. Types of variables in class, we have two types of variables. In object oriented programming, we have class variables and the second one is instant variables. Okay, so it's very simple to identify these two variables, because class variables will be outside the functions, instant variable will be inside the functions. Okay, inside the methods you can say. Okay, inside, actually in the class we'll call functions as a methods, right? So outside the methods, define the attributes that are class variables. Okay, inside the methods that are instant variables. Okay, to identify very simple. So now these two variables are outside the methods, right? We don't have any functions, so this will be outside the functions. So these two are class variables. So class variables can be accessed by class names itself. Okay, accessible by class names, class name. Okay, now it can be accessed by object, or it can be accessed by what, class name. For example, I can also access the hands variable using the class human dot hands, I can say. Okay, so I can access using the class name without creating an object. Okay, that's the class variables. Okay, now it has some like if you change the uh, class variable, it will change, all the values will be changed for all the objects. Okay, for example, if I change the variable, for example, uh, dot legs equal to 3, then it will change the legs variable for all the objects. For all the objects we are creating here na, it will change the values for all objects. Okay, so now it's changing, right? If I say primrun dot legs, it's changing already. Okay, because we are changed the class variables. Class variable has 3, then it will change for all objects. So that the class variables actually. So again, class variables can be accessed by class name or object. Okay, and then if you change the class variable, then it will change for all other objects also. Okay, and now let's see another type, instant variable. So to understand the instant variable, first you need to understand the constructor. Okay, constructor. So constructor is a method which will call in the uh, object creation actually. Okay, the class name is what, human. Why we are giving brackets here? Because this brackets is the constructor. Okay, this bracket is the constructor. So to create a constructor method inside the class, you need to define the method called underscore init. Okay, this is a constructor for this class. Okay, and one more thing, in class every methods should have the must have uh, the parameter called self in the first. Okay, first would be self parameter. Okay, other you can have by separating the comma. Okay, after the comma we can have. Now the first parameter should be self. So I will explain you what is the self okay, later. So inside the constructor we are having, for example, print hello I'm having. Okay, now this constructor will be called whenever you are creating an object. Okay, in the object creation it will call the constructor. Now this is a constructor. Okay, these two brackets are the constructor. Okay, so let's run this. You will see two times hello printed because we are creating two objects, right? So in the object creation it will execute this method. So inside method we are having print hello, so it is printing hello two times because we are creating two objects. Okay, that's what the constructor is. Now let's see what is self is. Okay, self is a parameter, is nothing but the current working object. You can say current working object. For example, let's create another function. Okay, called def walk. Okay, so I said the first parameter should be self. Okay, Now I'm going to put the f string. Okay. Now human can walk with with two legs, right? So to access the legs, okay, I'm going to access the legs. I said before, you can access the class variables using the class name itself, right? Human dot legs. Okay. Now to call this function, sorry, to call this function, how you called these methods can be called only with what, with the objects. Okay. Walk. So now I'm just calling the walk function, walk method, by using the object. Okay. So now it is printing human can walk with two legs. Okay. So this function also can be uh, called by like this. For example, human dot walk, and this walk function, it takes one parameter, that is the object. Okay. Now see these two lines of code, so you will understand what is a self is. Okay. If you observe these two lines, you will understand the self. What is the use of self parameter in the function definition. Okay. So here I'm calling with the object Irfan dot walk. So now it's not asking for any parameter. Okay. Any argument, let's say. And if I call with the human class name, it is asking for a parameter. That parameter is nothing but the object. Okay. So now I'm giving the object Irfan, or I can give Imran. Okay. So I can give any objects. Okay. But the self should be an object. Okay. Current working object, you can say. Okay. If I say Irfan dot walk on brackets, just without giving the parameter for the self, it will understand that Irfan is the object. Okay. So now we need to use this object as a self. So now you're, I think, I hope you get the idea of self. What is self? So self is the object. Okay. Now you can use the self wherever in the function you want, in the function only. So because that's only the instant variable can be accessed inside the functions only. Okay. So that's why inside the functions, if you assign a variable inside the methods, sorry, if you assign a variables, that is instant variables, class variables are outside the methods. Okay. To create an instant variable, for example, I'm creating a variable inside the uh, constructor. Okay. So now every human has the unique names for them. Okay. To create a name, for example, self dot name equal to some name. This name can be get by the parameter here, for example name. Okay. Now I'm assigning self dot name equal to name. What does that mean? I'm just doing for this object, create a parameter instant variable name, and assign the value this name. So I'm having another parameter in the constructor. How you will give the this how you will pass the argument for the parameter name. So this parameter can be uh, give as an argument in the function, sorry, class we are calling na. So in the object creation, so I said before, this brackets is the, this two bracket is the constructor. So if you want to pass the argument for the constructor, you need to give the arguments inside this brackets, right? So I'm giving like this. Okay, it takes the argument in the object creation. Okay, so now the instant variables are different for the different objects. Okay, now for example, if I change the instant variable, okay, first let me print the value and then I will show you. Okay, font dot name. Okay, it is different from different for other objects. Okay, so instant variables are for only for this object only. Okay, not for other objects, but class variables can be for all objects. If you change the class objects like this, human dot lex equal to 3, then it will change for all other objects. But if I change the name for the instant variable, so instant variable, one more thing, instant variable can be accessed with only object. Okay, not you can't access with the instant variable using the human. You can access the instant variable only using the objects only. Okay, so if I change the value, so it will change only for this object, not for other objects. Okay, so you can see first is Muhammad Irfan and then Irfan. So it is only changing this object name only, not all other objects. So imron dot name, as the name we defined it here. Okay, so it's not changed. So instant variable only for that particular what object only. So that's why we are having the self, this particular object. Okay, this is the current working object, we can say. Okay, so now we saw the variables types, class variables and instant variable, and constructor we have seen. Okay, now uh, let's see some type of methods. Okay, so we are having methods, right? These functions, that's called methods. So methods are also having some types in classes. Okay, in object oriented programming, the types of methods are, first method is non-static method. Okay, non-static method is like the instant variable, so it can access to only with the objects. Okay, so that's the non-static method. And another we have, if you have non-static, that means you will have static method. Okay, static method, and then the third type is class method. Okay, these three types of function methods we have: non-static, static and class methods. Okay, so let's see one by one. First we'll see non-static method. So non-static method is simply this one, the walk, def walk. And the non-static method will have self parameter in the first question. That is the non-static methods. Usually if you define a method inside the class, defaultly that is a non-static method only. Okay, so Python didn't understand you are giving a static method or non-static method. Okay, we need to tell the Python, okay, this is a non-static method. Defaultly it will understand these two are the non-static methods. Okay, so that's why we're having the self in the first parameter. Okay, and one more thing, this non-static method can be accessed with only the objects. Okay, so you can access the method walk with only the object only. If you want to access with class, you need to give the object actually. Okay, okay, let's see the other method, that is class methods. Okay, So, and one more thing, this instant non-static method, you can use class variables or you can use instant variables. Okay, so the class variables, you can simply you can access it by class name. Okay, to use instant variable, you need to have a non-static method only. Okay, to use the instant variable, because you can only access with by self, right, the instant variables. So you need to have the non-static method written. By using the non-static method, you can access the instant variable. Okay, now, uh, for example, you are not going to work with any instant variables. I'm just going to work with the class variables. For this purpose, we are having the class method. So the class method can only access the class variables. Okay, can be accessed by class name. Okay, so define a class variable, that is simple, def, and then the class sorry object sorry method name, that is right, for example. Okay, right. And here it is asking for self, because Python didn't understand this is a class method. Okay, so you need to explicitly, you need to tell this is a class method. To tell this is a class method, you can use an expression like this: at, and then class method. It's called a decorator. At class method is a decorator. Okay, so we'll see the concept of decorator later. So def, right, and then for the class method, we have a special parameter. It's called CLS. This time not the self, that is CLS. Okay, this CLS is nothing but the class. Okay, so using the CLS parameter, you can access the class variables. Okay, for example, print human can write by using, now these brackets, and then, sorry, first we'll put f string here. Now I want to access this hands variable inside the class method. That's very simple. Using the CLS parameter, you can access CLS dot hands. Okay, okay. So here you can understand this better. So in first function, I does like human dot legs. Now I'm doing CLS dot hands. So it's very simple. CLS is nothing but human. Okay, the class name. Okay, so inside the class method, instead of using the human as a class name, you can use this parameter. Okay, CLS. Because if you have, for example, if you have a very big name for the class, then every time you need to tell the name. So instead of that, just you can use the CLS. Okay, CLS parameter. So this method can be accessed through the class name. For example, human dot write, you can call this function by using the class name itself. See, the output is like this: human can write by using two hands. Okay, so class method can be accessed with the class name. Okay, now we have seen the class method. Then the third type, static method. Static method you can use when you don't want to use any of the variables. Okay, you don't have any use of the variables. That time you can use the static method. For example, if you want to use an instant variable, of course you need to define a non-static method. Okay, if you want to work with class variables, you need to define a class method, right? So instead of these two variables, I'm having a common operation. For example, adding two numbers. Okay, adding two numbers is, we work with these variables? No, we don't work with these two variables. Okay, it's just common method. So that time you can use a static method. Okay, def add. As Python understand all methods as a non-static method, so it will ask you for the self keyword. To make this as a static method, like what we did before for the class method, just put the expression at, and then the static method decorator. Okay, this decorator. Now add takes some all the any of the values. So because we have already seen this na variable length argument, so it will take any number of values, and then it will print the summation of the uh, values. Okay, yeah. So that's it. So this how you can create a static method. Now this static method can be accessed through the class name itself. Okay, human dot add of some numbers will give 10, 20, 30, 40, like that. Okay, now it will give me the sum of all these numbers, so 100. Okay, this was the use of static method. If you don't want to use any type of these two variables, class variable or instant variable, you can just define a static method. Okay, now we have three types. One more time I will tell you. Non-static method is to use instant variables. Okay, class method is to use class variables. If you don't want to use any type of variables, you can just define a static method. Okay, now let's see access modifiers. So access modifier in other languages, if you have, if anyone knows access modifier, so it's very simple actually. Modifiers are nothing but there has three types: private, protected. Like for variables, we have a scope, right? Built-in, local, global, because we can't access a local variable in the global scope, right? That's the same thing here on the access modifiers. That means private variables means it can access inside the class only. Okay, outside the class you can't access. That's a private variable or private method. Okay, if you protected is not available, I think it's not in the Python. Okay, private and public only. So public means you can access wherever or you want. Okay, or inside the class, or you want access outside the class, you can access. You have the permission to access the data member, you can say. And private means you can access inside the class only, outside the class you can't access. For example, I want to create this instant variable as a private access modifier. Then you can just put two underscore before the name. If you put two underscore before the name, it will become a private access modifier. Then if you call irfan.name, then it will give you error because it can't access. It hasn't the what the permission. Okay, if you are saying sorry underscore underscore actually, so underscore underscore name what we defined that na, so it has no permission to access the variable. So to access the private data members, okay, so before that, if you want to make this class, sorry, this method as a private access modifier, just put underscore two underscore before that. So that's why these functions are also a private access modifiers. So you can't access this init function outside the class. Okay, so you can make it by these two underscores. Now if you want to access the private uh, private data members outside the class, private variables outside the class, we have a method getter, setter, deleter. Okay, getter, setter, deleter. Getter and setter and deleter. Okay, these three methods we have: getter and setter and deleter. Okay, for example, I want to access this name outside the class. For this private data member, I'm going to create a getter, setter, deleter. So how you can create? Just simple, uh, by using the name itself, the name of the variable, that is name. Okay, I'm having the self and then the value. Okay, now to create this as a setter, sorry, first we'll create a getter. Okay, and then we'll create setter. So to create a setter, we have this expression. We have the decorator called at property. Now this function will work as a uh, variable. Okay, so you can access this through outside the class. So what it will return? It will return me the private data member, that is underscore underscore name. Okay, that's it. Okay, now if you call this name, for example, irfan dot name, it will give you the name. You have the permission now, but you can't set the value. So wait, missing one sorry sir, getter has no parameters, right? Just self only, not value. Okay, now you have the uh, access to, sorry, yeah, correct. Now you have the permission to access the value, that is irfan.name, you can say, but you can't set the value. Okay, irfan.name equal to irfan. So that means you need to create a setter for the attribute. Okay, now you can access the attribute. Now we are going to create the setter. Okay, so to create a setter, we have this expression at name dot setter. Okay, at name dot setter. Now create the function, sorry, method name, the same name. Now it takes a parameter called value, because this value needs to be set. Okay, we're going to update the value, self dot underscore underscore name equal to the value. Okay, so now we are created the setter. Now this will be work. Okay, it will work. Irfan dot name equal to Irfan will work. We'll see that. Okay, so now you can see no errors came, because we are created the setter. That's why it can able to set this value. Okay, so now if I say, for example, I want to delete the parameter, sorry, delete the attribute, del Irfan dot name. So you don't have any permission to delete the attribute, so it will give you error in this line 49. So attribute error, can't delete attribute, because we don't create a deleter for the attribute. So to create a deleter, like the setter how we created, the same way we need to create, uh, sorry, the decorator, that is at name dot deleter. Okay, is the decorator for deleter, and it takes self and the value. Now we need to delete the variable called the private access modifier underscore underscore name. Okay, that's it. Now we can delete the variable. After deleting the variable, if you access that, it will give you error, right? Now this will be a different error because sorry, okay, deleter also has no the parameter. Okay, setter only, I think setter only takes the value. Deleter and the getter will not take the value. Okay. Okay, now this is a different error because object has no attribute underscore underscore name. What is telling? Yeah, because it is removed, right? We are deleted the name here. That's why it is showing this error. So now the name is deleted, then you can't access the variable, right? So this is how the getter and setter and deleter works. So like the constructor how when it will call in the object creation, right? In object deletion, what function will call? For example, I want to delete the object. I'm going to delete del Irfan. So for this del function, it doesn't happen anything. Okay, I will delete in the last line. Okay, because it will give you errors. I'm going. Sorry, I'm going to delete the line. So that sorry, the object Irfan in the last line. Okay, I'm just removing this too. Okay, now let's run this. So in the del in this line, it doesn't happening anything, right? Because inside the class, uh, like the constructor, we have a method called del. It will call in the in the object deletion, like underscore underscore del underscore underscore. This function, this method, you can say, will be called when the object is going to be deleted. Deleted. I'm just printing. Now if I run this program, it will print me deleted when I try to delete the object. See, okay, deleted it's giving me. Okay, actually you don't want to call the delete function. It is inside, it will if you uh, end of the program na, end of the program means in the end of the object. In the runtime we are running this program, so inside that we having this two objects. So after running the program, it will remove all the all the memory, right? And in while removing the memory, it will call the uh, delete function of this objects. Okay, while the end of the objects. Okay, so that's what the constructor and destructor we have seen. And that's it. And that's for today. Any doubts? So I just explained to you what we covered today. We covered how to create an class, how to create an object. Okay, and then we covered types of variables. One is class variables and another one is instant variables. And then we covered the constructor. So constructor will be called in the object creation. Okay, and then we covered the method types of methods. One is non-static method like walk, and class method like write, and static method like add. Okay, non-static method will only work with instant variables. Right, sorry, this class method uh, can be worked with class variables. And then static method, it's a common method. It doesn't work with any type of variables, class or instant variables. Okay, And then we covered what we covered. Then access modifiers, private, protected, and public. Okay. And then we covered getter, setter, deleter. For example, for this variable, I'm creating a getter, setter, deleter. If you have another variable, right, then you need for that variable also you need to create three methods: getter, setter, deleter. Okay. Okay, this is how you create a getter at property and the name and this class, sorry, function, and then return the value. Okay, for setter at name dot setter, and then for deleter at name dot deleter. Okay, for all these operations the name of the method should be the same. Okay, and then we covered the destructor. It's called a destructor. Okay, constructor and destructor. Any doubts? We'll end up this session from this. Any doubts?
Hi, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Actually, you said that private variable we declared double underscore, right? Before that variable.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
protected variable, how is there any identification?
Protected. Uh, no, I think we don't have protected access modifier. I think maybe in some articles I have read that is protected variables are like this one underscore. Maybe I don't know that's correct or not. But
Okay.
this two underscore means private. But defaultly all the methods and variables are public access modifiers. Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, you say that getter, setter, deleter. Now,
Yeah.
whether we can use only for private variable or we can use
Yeah,
public.
anything, yeah, anything you can use for getter, setter, deleter. Because I created for this access modifier because it can't access outside the class, right? So that's why I created the getter, setter, deleter for the private member to access this value outside the class. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Any other doubts? Okay, we'll end up this session from this. So this is the part 11 today. So all the videos will be uploaded in our YouTube channel, bigdatahands-on.com. So you can see all the videos here. Okay. Our website is bigdatahands-on.com. You can visit our website. If you have any doubts, you can message us in the number 978988844, or you can send email to this email ID, support@bigdatahands-on.com. Okay. So we'll see tomorrow on the uh, advance of the class and objects, that is inheritance, polymorphism. We see that tomorrow. Okay.